Well, welcome to our Tuesday morning devotions as we continue to meditate on the cross of Jesus. I've never had to go to court to answer for something I've done or I've been accused of, which is probably more luck than judgment. I was arrested once, but I didn't have to go to court for it. Maybe that's a story of my own stupidity rather than my criminal nature. In the New Testament, the cross is often pictured in the context of someone being in court, someone who is being accused of something, and of course, found guilty and therefore awaiting judgment. Let me read from Romans chapter 3, and this morning verses 21 through to 31. But now a righteousness from God, apart from the law, has been made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. This righteousness from God comes through faith in Jesus Christ, to all who believe. There is no difference, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and are justified freely by His grace, through the redemption that came about by Jesus Christ. God presented Him as a sacrifice of atonement through faith in His blood. He did this to demonstrate His justice, because in His forbearance He had left the sins committed beforehand unpunished. He did it to demonstrate His justice at the present time, so as to be just and the one who justifies those who have faith in Jesus. Where then is boasting? Is it excluded? On what principle? On that of observing the law? No, but on that of faith. For we maintain that a man is justified by faith apart from observing the law. Is God the God of the Jews only? Is He not the God of the Gentiles too? Yes, of the Gentiles too, since there is only one God, who would justify the circumcised by faith and the uncircumcised through that same faith. Do we then nullify the law by this faith? Not at all. Rather, we uphold the law. The picture that Paul paints here is of a person standing in court, accused and convicted of a very serious crime. The prosecuting lawyer is the law, the same law that was given to structure the moral, religious, and community life of Israel is the same law that stands like a prosecuting lawyer, clearly showing to everyone present in the court that the accused has failed and stands judged, guilty, deserving of sentence and, of course, punishment. Then into the court scene comes the righteousness and grace of God in Jesus. The cross acts as a place of justification for the prisoner who has nothing in themselves to offer. Standing condemned, they are justified through the perfect death of Jesus on the cross. They have fallen short of the target set by the law, like an arrow that falls short. It doesn't embed itself into the target, but drops short of the mark. But the justice being played out here is not being based on what that person has done or is able to do, but on what Christ Jesus has done. This is the God of justice at play, a justice rooted in mercy and grace. If you like, Jesus is presented as the defense lawyer, In fact, he is the defense lawyer. And the case is dismissed because he has willingly paid the penalty that the person on trial so deserved. There is no case to answer. Looking to Jesus in faith brings about the most amazing verdict. We are not guilty. We know that we do wrong. We know that we fail. We know that we fall short of the mark. But we are declared in Jesus not guilty. The cross becomes that place of justification, and we are set free in Jesus. And of course, it was the German reformer Martin Luther who brought all this to the attention of the church again. At that time, the Western church primarily was Catholic, and the overarching belief was that people could achieve justification through effort. And that effort implied doing all kinds of different things that seemed solely to maintain and sustain the church and its control over the life of people, and the monopoly in terms of the control it had over the gift of salvation. It was in reading passages such as we've read this morning that Luther was able to bring to the church again that justification was by faith and not works. It was a transforming moment out of which the Protestant church would emerge. It's what we continue to hold to be true. The guilty has gone free, justified by faith in Jesus. So let's give thanks this morning that our forefathers and mothers stood against the tide of belief and brought us that true sense of what it is to be justified through Christ and set free to serve Him in our daily lives.